everyone, this is Selina. Welcome back to one of my videos. I hope you're well. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Selina and I release crochet videos and tutorials. And today I'm bringing to you this beautiful vintage shawl. I love it. It's super romantic. As always, the free pattern will be available on my blog, selinaveronique.com. The link will be in the description box. And so this is a really beginner-friendly project. It features a triangle shape and beautiful V-stitch edging. Like I said, it's part of my vintage crochet series. So this is a Victorian inspired shawl, and if you want more details about that and all the historical inspiration behind this shawl, just head over to my blog, like I said. And so for this project I used 3 skeins, a little bit under 3 skeins, so 2.5 skeins of super soft baby double knit yarn by James C. Brett, and this is 100% acrylic yarn, and it's considered a light 3 DK weight yarn, and it is actually very similar to Bernat Softy Baby. I will of course list all the materials you need for this project in the description box. I also used a 4.5mm crochet hook, a tapestry needle and a pair of scissors, and that's it. I will be using US terms with British terms in brackets, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. That really helps me out. And if you want more feminine crochet content, don't forget to head over to my Patreon page. The link is in the down bar. Okay, so to begin this tutorial, you will be making a slip knot. So just go ahead and make a slip knot like so and pop your hook through. And now that you've made your slip knot, just go ahead and chain 259. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so so I've chained less because I will be demonstrating with a sample, but the principle is the exact same. And so now you will be counting 1, 2, 3 chains from the hook and placing a half double crochet into that. So to place your half double crochet, wrap your yarn around your hook, go into the 3rd chain, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook. Take your yarn and pull through all 3 loops, and the first chain 2 at the beginning counts as a half double crochet. And now you are going to be placing a half double crochet into each and every chain across until you reach the end of this chain. So obviously your chain will be a lot longer than me. I'm just going to let you place a half double crochet into each and every chain across, and then I'll show you row 2. Okay, so this is my first row. Obviously you should have more rows, not more rows but more stitches, but the principle is the exact same. So once you finished row 1, you are going to be making row 2, and so for row 2 just turn your work directly and we are going to start decreasing. So to decrease, we are going to be slip stitching through the first 2 chains. So go directly into this stitch, the first stitch, and slip stitch, and then go into the second stitch and slip stitch like so. And once you've slip stitched through the first 2 chains, you are going to be placing a chain 2, 1 and 2, and this counts as your first half double crochet. And now go directly into the next stitch and place a half double crochet into that and into the next stitch, and just place a half double crochet into each and every stitch across the second row until you reach the last 2 stitches, and leave those last 2 stitches undone, and I'll get back to you. So I'm back and I finished row 2, and as you can see I've left the last 2 stitches undone, and this includes 1 half double crochet and also the chain 2 from the previous row. So as that chain 2 counted as a stitch, that counts as one of the stitches that you are going to be leaving undone. Turn your work, and this is going to be so easy because from row 3 it's just going to be a repeat of row 2. So go into the first 2 stitches and slip stitch through those, and then once you've slip stitched you are going to start your row, so chain 2, and this counts as a half double crochet, and just go into each and every stitch across and place a half double crochet into that until you reach the last 2 stitches, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so this is what I have, and going forward you are just going to be repeating row 2 and obviously row 3 over and over. As you can see, I finished this row here, I've left the last 2 stitches undone, and just carry on with this very simple pattern until you have 3 stitches left at the top, and then I'll show you how to do the border. Okay, so I'm back and I've almost finished my sample. Obviously your rows will be a lot longer. So I'm going to do my last row, and so once again I'm going to be slip stitching through the first 2 stitches, chaining 2 for the first half double crochet, and placing a half double crochet into the next stitch. And actually that's it, we have 2 stitches, we finished stitching on 2 stitches at the top, sorry, because yeah, I'm leaving 2 stitches undone at the end. And now I'm going to show you how to do the border. So because we have finished at the top, you are going to be fastening off like so, and we are going to be doing our border on this side and that side, so on the V side. And again I'm going to be showing you with my sample, but the principle is the exact same. And so just attach your yarn at the bottom. So now that you've attached your yarn, just pop your hook through like so, and we are going to be crocheting a row of single crochets. So for the first stitch, apologies, this is a bit fiddly. So for the first stitch, pull up your yarn and now chain 1, and this does count as a single crochet. And now place like I said, single crochets. So 2 single crochet, just go directly through the stitch, pull up a loop, you have 2 loops on your hook, take your yarn and pull through 2 loops. And this is what I call the wrong side of the stitches, so you have to kind of place your single crochets. Apologies about those loose ends, I'm just going to move them out of the way. So just place your single crochets all across this edge, as evenly as you possibly can. And because single crochets have a tendency, I find, to tighten a project, be very generous with the number of single crochets you are placing. And if you have a tendency to have a tight gauge, I recommend going up either one full size hook, so going up, or half a crochet size hook. So we are currently using a 4.5mm crochet hook. I have quite a loose gauge, but if I had a tighter gauge, I might go up to a 5mm crochet hook. So that's just entirely up to you. So just place single crochets all across this edge, and then up to the top here, and then down again, and then I'll show you what to do after that. Okay, so I've gone all the way across for with these single crochets, and now what we are going to be doing is placing our first round of V stitches. So chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and this counts as our first double crochet. And now place another double crochet inside that same stitch to create a V stitch, like so. Now skip a stitch and go into the next with 2 double crochets together, which create V stitches. Skip a stitch and go into the next with a V stitch, and just carry this on until you reach the top of the triangle, and I'll show you what to do there. So I've placed a V stitch here, and now at the top of the triangle I'm going to be placing a V stitch into each stitch. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and I'm not going to skip one. I'm just going to be placing a V stitch into each and every, well, not into those next 3 stitches, as you can see, because we don't want the project to tighten at the top. So that's the only difference with this pattern. And now just resume the normal pattern, skip a stitch and go into the next with a V stitch, and do this until you reach the bottom of this second side, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so I finished this first row of V stitches, and now just to begin the second row, chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and this counts as a double crochet, and place a double crochet into the V stitch from the previous row, and that creates our first V stitch. Go directly into the next V stitch with a V stitch, and into the next V stitch, and just carry this on until you reach once again the top of the triangle, and I'll show you what to do then. So I've reached the top of the triangle, as you can see, and in the top stitches here, so I'm going to place 2 V stitches in each of those 2 V stitches. So in this first V stitch I will be placing 2 V stitches, meaning 4 double crochets inside the space, and in the next V stitch I will be doing the same. So just go ahead and place 1, 2, 3 and 4 V stitches, and go into the next V stitch with 4 double crochets, 3 and 4, and now go down this pattern. As usual, just placing a V-stitch into each V-stitch from the previous row until you reach the end of the row, and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so I've placed all my V-stitches as you can see, and I finished this row, and now the next row is just going to be a repeat of this row, of row 2, so I'm not going to demonstrate it. I'll just let you do it, because obviously this is just a repeat of the previous row, so if you need more help, just head over to my blog to check out the pattern, or just rewind this video. But anyways, once you've finished the next row, what you will be doing is fastening off and tying a knot. So I'll show you how to do that. Obviously you need one more row, so fasten off and pull your yarn through. So there, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to check out my my other shawls from the vintage crochet series. I have a lot. I hope you enjoy this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.